Hello, my name is Shyla. This is for Chemistry 1406, Lab 4. This lab consisted of 12 activities, which this video will be for 8 of those 12. This lab was pretty interesting. Really got into this one. So for the activity 1, we had hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate, um, in which the hydrochloric acid mixed with the sodium carbonate, and um, and the temperature increased and it created like bubbles and a sizzle sound. So therefore, I knew that it was a chemical reaction um, from that, and also it was irreversible. So it definitely was a chemical reaction. For activity 2, it was water and sodium polyachlorate. I don't know if I'm saying it right, um, but I mixed the water with the big word poly, whatever, and it turned to like a foggy color, and then and it was like a gel like material, and the temperature also increased whenever they mixed. That was pretty cool, and that was also a chemical reaction and definitely irreversible. Activity 3, we had copper 2 sulfate and sodium carbonate, and with this one, um, it was pretty cool. Whenever they mixed it, it changed to a light blue color. At first, like the um, sodium carbonate was a like a light blue, but it changed like a blue, but it changed to like a light blue, and it was just like a light blue solution. It was a chemical reaction, and it's definitely irreversible. Um, for number activity 4 had 2 portions. It was um, section A and B. The first one was a tea candle, and I had to light the candle, and the whenever I lit the candle, of course, the flame was created. The wax started melting, and it also produced heat. So I knew that it was a physical change because whenever you light a candle, the wax can dry up and it can harden again. So that's reversible. So it's a physical change. Um, for 4B, that's I needed that same candle. I took aluminum foil tray. I put an ice cube in the tray, and I placed it over the candle, and it started melting. And um, of course, that's a physical change because um, water can be frozen again and can go back to that solid state. So for activity 5, um, it consisted of water and sugar. Um, I poured the water inside the sugar. The sugar disappeared. So it that was a physical change because of course, when water evaporates, um, when the water evaporates, the sugar will form again. So that's pretty cool as well. Um, and for activity 6 also had 2 portions, 6A and 6B. Um, I had sodium hydroxide and phenolphthalein, that word. And so whenever I put a drop of the phenolphthalein into the sodium hydroxide, and whenever I did that, it changed the sodium hydroxide to a pink color, and that was pretty cool. And that was the chemical reaction, and it was irreversible. Um, so for section B, I used the same solution, the sodium hydroxide and the solution that I made. I kept that, and I also had the hydrochloric acid, and so I added the hydrochloric acid to um, the sodium hydroxide, a big word combination. And whenever I did that, it changed the color. Like the color had it changed the color to pink because after, I think it was actually supposed to change it clear, but it didn't for me somehow. But whenever I was done with 6A, it actually had changed back to like a clearish color, and then whenever I did 6B, it changed it back to pink. So it was considered a chemical reaction, and it's irreversible. Um, so for activity 7, I had the I had copper 2 sulfate and also sodium hydroxide solution. And what happened was I I added the I added the copper sulfate to this the sodium hydroxide solution, um, and it changed it to like a blue gooey solution, um, and the temperature decreased. It was a chemical reaction. It was irreversible, but it was pretty cool actually. Um, that one was pretty cool as well. So for the last one, activity 8, I had food coloring. I had blue food coloring and yellow food coloring, and I already knew what was going to happen with this because I know what color, whenever you mix certain colors, what it changes to. So this one was kind of easy, but also still interesting. So it changed the color to green, and it was a chemical reaction. I'm sorry, it was a physical reaction. A chemical reaction did not occur. The temperature solution did not change. So basically, nothing changed. There was no chemical reaction in there. So it was still in its solid form. It was still food coloring. It was just mixed together. So, all right, that's it for activities 1 through 8. Thank you.